Listen, you do not need to be motivated to change your life. You do not need to be motivated. You just need to understand. You just need to have a simple understanding. You see, a lot of people need motivation in order to change their life, or go chase a dream that they have, or go create a business, or go build something. Most people wait on motivation or wait to be motivated. But why? When motivation is unreliable. You have to understand that the only motivation that you need is the understanding of something. And to put into perspective so you can understand is an example of a dentist. A dentist doesn't need to be motivated to keep his teeth clean and healthy. He simply just does. Why? Because he understands the implications. He understands the causes and effects of if he was not to look after his teeth, if he was to have so much sugary things, if he was to drink a lot of fizzy drinks, if he was to do those things, the implications it would have on his teeth, he understands. So he doesn't need motivation, he simply just acts because he has an understanding. You don't need to be motivated not to touch fire. Why? Because you understand that if you touch fire, you will burn, you will suffer. You have an understanding. So when it comes to changing our life and chasing whatever it is that we need to chase, we don't need to be motivated. Motivation is cheap, it's unreliable. You simply just need to have an understanding to a deep level. And I don't mean you need to know. Knowing is nothing like understanding. Knowing is, we all know we should eat health. We all know we should work out. We all know we should do these things, but we don't do it anyway because we don't have an understanding. So what I'm saying is, you need to have an understanding of these things. I'm the way I am because I have a serious understanding of the mind. I have serious understanding of cause and effect. I have serious understanding of vibration and emotional baseline states. I have serious understanding of God living within. I have serious understanding of the conscious and the subconscious mind. Hence the reason why I am the way that I am. Hence the reason I act the way I act. Hence the reason why I think the way that I think. Because I have serious understandings of those things. I don't need to be motivated. I never needed motivation. I just had to understand. It's that simple. You just have to understand. Now imagine if you understood the way your mind works. Imagine if you understood the conscious and the subconscious mind and how it works when they're in unison and how it could change and help your life, but to a deeper understanding. Imagine if you actually understood that. What way do you think you'll act? How do you think you'll think? How do you think you'll feel? How do you think your life would look like? Imagine if you had a deeper understanding of cause and effect. And I don't mean the simple cause and effect of if you go to the gym and you eat, you're going to get big. Those are all physical. But in reality of it, anyway, those are all effects. They're not even the cause of the thing. The cause is up here. The causal realm is mental. The causal realm you can't see. It's mental. The physical realm that we see, all of that are effects. But when you understand that to a deeper degree, to a deeper understanding, you're not going to think in negative ways. You're not going to think of how you can't do something. You're going to think of how you can, because you understand that up here is the cause, not the effect. You're going to understand that up here is the cause. Like, shit, this is where I plant the seeds. This is where I'm meant to grow things and blossom, and reality is simply where I just see this come to light. But physically, imagine if you understood that to a deeper degree. You would act differently. You would be a completely different person, and you don't need motivation for that. That was just all a simple understanding of something. That was the understanding of a deeper mechanic. That's all it is. You don't need none of that fancy motivation bullshit. It's rubbish, it's cheap, it's unreliable. You just need to understand. When you understand the principles of things things can change that will then propel you forward to move you to places where you need to be. You don't need motivation to change your goals. You don't need motivation to go build that business. You don't need motivation. You just need to understand. You just need to understand the way that your mind works. You need to understand how seeds can be planted and things can go. You need to understand your vibration. You need to understand all of these things. And the reason why I'm saying you need to understand these things is because if you want to chase or go after what it is that you want to go after, you need to understand yourself, how you work. The physical body is 10 to 20% of reality, but the rest of it is actually up here. The rest of it is actually up here in the mental. So when people tell me I have a big head, I laugh. I don't mind, because that just means I have it's very big. It's bigger than my body. I'll tell you that for free. To me, anyway. Do you know? My mind is bigger than my body could ever be, because I just know the implications. I have a serious understanding of how the mind controls everything in this life that we live. So I had to have an understanding of it. And now that I have an understanding of it, I am who I am today. I'm able to make certain decisions. I think the way I think because of who I am. I think the way I think because of what I understand. Do you get what I mean? Before I was doing trading with Nate, my mentor, for trading, right? I didn't understand how to be a trader, so I didn't know how to act like one. I didn't understand the implications and the effects of what doing one thing may harm another thing and not get me to where I need to get to. But then as I learned and I got a deeper understanding, what did it naturally do? It naturally changed my actions towards certain things. It naturally changed my habits. It changed all of those things, and I didn't even have to do it in a way like forcefully. I didn't have to force myself to do it. It kind of just naturally just happened. I just naturally changed, but only because I had a deeper understanding of something. So when people say knowledge is power because it gives you an understanding, and that understanding can make you move. But you have to understand, and I don't mean know, because we all know we should do something. We all know we should eat healthy. We all know we should go to the gym. We all know we should work out, but we don't do it. We simply don't do it. Why is that? Because we don't understand the implications and the effects that it may have. We simply don't have a big enough understanding on the thing itself. Now I'm going to put something to you. If you need motivation to do something in your life right now, let's say for something simple, like let's say you need to be motivated to go to the gym, you just need to have a bigger understanding of it. You need to have a bigger understanding of how going to the gym can have massive implications on your health. You need to understand how going to the gym can have massive implications on your mental. You need to understand these things to a full degree, whereas now you don't need motivation. Now the understanding is the motivation, because you don't want to have those negative implications that not going to the gym has. If you want to create your business, you don't need to be motivated. You don't need to watch a motivational video or like, I don't know, that some people may do. No offense to them, right? But you don't need that. You just need to have a simple understanding of the way things may work, of the way the mind works, right? If you're someone that has low confidence but wants to create something, you need to understand the fundamentals of what lives within you. First things first is you need to know what you need to understand to combat whatever it is that you're struggling with, and then understand that thing to a certain degree. You don't need motivation to change. Motivation is cheap. Motivation is unreliable. Understanding is king. Understanding is key. Hence the reason why I'm here today. I'm living proof of it. I've changed dramatically from who I was before, and I've had to analyze and think about it. And I was like, wait, I remember I never needed motivation to do these things. I just needed an understanding. Now that I actually, and it's weird because it was like, wow, now that I actually understand these things, this is why I'm moving in the in the proportion that I'm moving. This is why I'm going in the direction that I'm going in. It's because I have an understanding. But I had to analyze that. I had to review that, and it was like, wow, it makes sense. I'm doing all of these things because I have an understanding and the implications and the effects, and I know everything. It's crazy, man. But when you get a deeper understanding of something, that will move you. That will move you towards your goal closer than motivation can, quicker than motivation can, faster than anything else. That is essentially how you identity shift as well, without all the fluff, without all the funny stuff, without all of that. That's the simplest way. You just have to understand. Have an understanding. So let me ask you, what is it that you need to be motivated to do in your life today? Just have an understanding of it. Right? Peace. Hope you enjoyed.